So the song I'm doing is Laughter Lines by Bastille. So a little bit about the song. So like the track is from like their extended cut, their first studio album, and it was released somewhere in March 2013. And it's only got like 500,000 hits on YouTube. It's quite surprising, seeing as it's quite a popular band. But it's one of their like lesser known songs, and it doesn't actually have a video yet, so it's quite an ideal choice. Bastille are like an indie pop / rock band. Their genre is quite it varies quite a lot between what actual track they do really. But they like originate from London, and they were like formed in 2010, and they were signed by Virgin Records, which I've basically sent like the copyright emailed asking if I can use the song. And they've currently sold about 2.7 million records, and like hits like Pompeii and stuff. They reached #1 in 10 countries. Do I play the song?
Yeah.
Right. The speakers in. Okay. No. I'll skip it on a bit because it's got a bit of an intro.
You took me to your favorite place on earth to see the tree they cut down 10 years from your birth. Our fingers traced in circles round its
Skip it to a bit like the chorus.
You play the song though.
I'll see you in the future when we're older, and we are the
Yeah, you get the gist of it. He's enjoying a bit too much. Okay, so like the artists, or rather, yeah, the artists I've created are like a boy band, and they consist of like 18 to 24-year-olds, most importantly, including the lead singer Jesse Douglas. I thought that was a pretty cool name for a lead singer. Yeah. And like,
Is that the name you've made up, or the name of the singer?
no, that's the name I made up.
Oh.
See, it's that good, you didn't know. Like, I had an idea of like calling me.
What's the actual name of
What?
your lead singer? Well, who's your performer?
What do you mean? Yeah, Jesse Douglas.
Okay.
And then you got all the band behind.
Is that his real name in real life?
No,
That's what I'm
That's what he's asking.
No, that's
What's
that's
his real
the
name?
artist I created.
What's his real name?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm still awaiting his replies. So like the album, I thought Ambiences. I couldn't name it Ambience because like that was already used by another band. Just so add an S on the end, it's fine. So like this is all kind of made up because this is my artist. Like they were formed in like 2007, and indie rock based group, and they're like working like their way up the scene like for breakthrough future prospects in indie music and stuff. So like these are the lyrics to the song. So I've annotated these lyrics to outline the ideas and stuff that I have around the song. So it's essentially about like a relationship between two people, and they sort of torn apart. And in fact, the lyrics gave me a pretty good idea of what I wanted to do anyway. So like there's centuries, histories, future. It's all there's quite a lot of references to time, so it gives me like an opportunity to play with like time manipulation. And there's also like links to death, like Hope to Die, Ashen Faces, etc. So, and this gave me, and with a bit of help, we all generated ideas to like maybe do the video in reverse, like the sequences in reverse. Some of which will literally be in reverse, and then some of which the sequences and events will just happen the wrong way around. And the song will be like mainly based on the narrative, like a story, and the performance will be intercut from the band between the story and that. So the audience had a look at the demographics for Bastille's audience, and I sort of took inspiration from that. So like early 18 to early 30s. So they're just like finishing their education and studies and everything. And so my artist will be targeting similar age groups, but I'm trying to appeal to females as well as males, because Bastille's audience apparently is more targeted to the male. So like 15 to 25 is sort of my audience range, males or females, and obviously they'll be largely in education, like university or college. So I believe that like my artist can appeal to quite a few people, even overseas, because I think Bastille are quite big in other countries as well as England, and like with the right star image, I think you can go like beyond the confines of like Britain, so appeal to all sorts of cultures. So like this is an outline of what happens in the video. So it will follow like a problematic relationship between two people like in their early 20s, and basically all these sequences will be in reverse. So I intend to start off with the death of the male in the relationship, and then work my way up until they first meet right at the end of the video. If you know what I mean.
The literal death.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So do you get like it happens all in reverse? Like they meet right at the end of the video, and then the story sort of finishes at the start. And I got this from like the subtle like references to death, and the frequent references to time, future and past. It gave me a lot of opportunity to play with time, and yeah. So we'll begin with the death. And then we'll follow the story whilst we intercut between the performance of the band. But the music video will be much like based on the accounting of the life events of the relationship, and it will like definitely follow Andrew Goodwin's theory of relationship between lyrics and visuals. So like the actors, I will need like at least like a minimum of six actors, because there's 4 people in the band, and then there will be 2 people playing the relationship, and they will be of similar age, like early 20s, like our sort of age really, like late teens. And the band will consist of like a lead singer, a guitar, bass and drums. And I've asked the band I had in mind. They haven't yet replied, but I'm still hopeful. But I'm still looking for like 2 people to play the part in the relationship. But hopefully that won't be too hard to find. In terms of editing, I'd like to implement like a fast pace of editing that's quite common in modern music videos. But also editing to the beat I think is going to be quite important for me. So the clips of the band playing their instruments and performing will be intercut between the story of the relationship, and but I won't be using like very little, if not any, transitions, like animated transitions, because to be honest I think it will make my my piece look a bit unprofessional. So like the use of Final Cut and everything, and skilled techniques like acquired from last year will hopefully help me create an interesting visual piece. So like the setting for my music video, with the band's performance, I have a hall in mind where if I can buy my own green screen or borrow the school's, it's just like a big hall. Put the green screen behind it, and sort of like add sort of like a forest background, relating to like all the references to trees and stuff in the lyrics. And I'll also be looking for like a tree stump, because in the lyrics, one of the first lines is like when what was it? It was.
You're stumped.
Yeah, I'm stumped. It was like where the tree was cut down 10 years from your birth, I think.
I took you to the place
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. It was a reference to a tree stump, so I was hoping to take that quite literally. So if anyone knows any good tree stumps, I'm open to recommendations.
Where's the?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I also like thought about adding a few slow motion shots, of stuff breaking, because as Kareem knows, that looks epic on camera. Just to show like the sort of the breakup between the two people, because it's quite a troublesome relationship.
I literally smashing.
Yeah, why not? So camera work, I intend to like add variety, low angle close-ups, and all sorts during my video, and be using like the equipment I have available, like a Steadicam and tripods and all that, and even my DIY tracking solution from last year, consisting of a skateboard and a plank of wood.
DIY tracking solution.
Yeah, and I might use the mini action camera thing, because I was thinking for the band's performance, I've got like a handlebar mount thing. I could possibly mount it onto, say, like the drumstick poles and stuff to get some interesting shots of the band performing. And the last thing might be a long shot, because it's quite expensive to do. I think it's like 65 quid a day to hire. But there's potential, like maybe hire like a slow motion camera, like specifically for like high frame rates and like without a loss of quality. So yeah.